Let's talk about miniatures. We shot quite a few miniatures on Creepshow, including the Spaceship in the Right Snuff episode, Transforming a Rock Star in the Queen Bee episode, and Champy, everyone's favourite, the marine monster in the Lake Champlain episode. I'm going to focus on Champy as that provided quite a few challenges in combining a live and a dead monster with the actors. So the trick was getting the scale correct between the miniature and the live action, and also getting the mass correct. There's a few important things with shooting miniatures. Number one is depth of field. You need the depth of field as deep as possible, so you're going to be shooting at a high f-stop. You need wide depth of field because that makes it look more real. The other thing is the focal length needs to be as wide as possible and the camera as close as possible to give it the right scale. And again, the challenge here is as you go wider and tighter, the depth of field gets narrower. So again, you're going to need a deep stop. Next thing is the lens height. You need the lens to be low because if you're up high, it's going to make the miniature look small. If you come down low, it gives it a bit more scale. Then the fourth thing is mass. The smaller the object, the more reactive it's going to be to any movement. So as it gets smaller, it's going to move faster, which makes it look unreal. So you need to give it mass or apparent weight. Now, especially for a monster, that's important. So to achieve it, you shoot at a different frame rate, and essentially you're shooting at slow motion. And the new frame rate that you shoot at is relative to the scale of the subject. Now in Champy's case, I'm pretty sure I remember the scale being about 1/8 scale. And there's a formula to calculate the frame rate you're going to shoot at, and the frame rate is calculated by frame rate equals 24 times the square root of the reciprocal of the scale. Now that means 24 times the square root of 8/1, which is 2.8, which gave us 67 frames a second. Now it was important to do that not only to give Champy the mass that it needed when it got dragged into the water, but also to give the water movement the same, the right sort of mass, because it would have looked like it was moving way too fast. Now we shot on a stage with live action and full scale creatures, and then we shot on an 8x16 table, which was dummied up to look like the actual stage with water and a beach and bushes and all the rest of it. And then, like I said, we shot at 67 frames a second on a wide angle lens in close to give it as much scale and as much mass as we possibly could. So take a look at the results that we got, and you can see the comparison between the live action full scale and the miniature, and intercutting the two.
No. No way.
Rose, don't.
But no one will ever believe us now.